Hello, welcome to my channel. Before I start updating my Esker Hayduke, I want to weigh it and see where my starting point is because I've got to do a bunch of cleaning on it and just kind of overhaul it, get it ready for the 2022 season, and then I'm going to throw these carbon wheels on it. So we'll do a bunch of weighing because that's what most people are curious about, right? Like, what is going to be the wheel weight savings, and then overall, what is going to be the bike weight savings. This is a steel frame, so it's not going to be super crazy light, but it'll be a lot lighter. And wheels are where it really matters, that rotational mass. And someday I'll do a video on that because people will spend a lot of money making their bike lighter and spending money getting lighter frames, lighter bars, lighter components. And yeah, that stuff matters, but it doesn't matter nearly as much as reducing the weight in your wheels. Like, wheels is by far one of the biggest upgrades. Same with tires. Like, if you put a big old heavy tire on your bike, it's going to really affect how the bike rides. So tire weight matters, rim weight matters, wheel weight matters. All of that matters in how quickly the bike will accelerate and things like that. So yeah, there's other ride qualities, and I won't be able to talk about those until I actually get out on the trail. I'm planning on having these wheels set up as a full wheel set, and then I'll have the DIY carbon wheels set up as a full wheel set. I can swap them, and then that way I can go out on the trail, probably likely in Cuyuna, come riding season, and I can do a direct comparison. So that's going to be a few months from now. We're still in January and we got snow on the ground, and snow usually doesn't go away in this part until March, but then we've got a month or so of kind of what we call spring thaw before trails open up and stuff. So we're probably looking at closer to April sometime. But for now, I can do the work and we can talk about weights and things like that. So let's just take a quick little look at this bike. It's pretty dirty because I raced it at the Schwamigan 40, and there were a lot of mud puddles and stuff on there. And they have basically a lot of fire roads and things like that. So we're not out destroying single track. But I just really need to go through and clean it. And then there's a lot of this kind of red, just really caked on there from Cuyuna. Just, you know, yeah. So kind of like my other bike, that Cuyuna stuff just gets on there and it's really hard to get off. So I'm gonna find out how to get that off. I know I talk a lot about like my bikes not really needing them to look pretty. For some reason, this bike, I want it to look pretty. So we'll clean it up. I'm gonna take apart the crank. I'll actually do a video on that just to show how to overhaul a crankset. And then I'll clean this up back here. But yeah, there's a lot of gunk down in there that needs to get cleaned up. All right, so more on this bike to come. Not sure what other upgrades I plan for this bike. Probably not a lot. I really it's very rare that I like the handlebar that comes on the bike. It's even more rare that I like the stock grips that come on the bike. But I like these grips for some reason. They're not something I would look at on a store shelf and think I like. But yeah, I just don't think like the brakes work great. They are just single piston Shimano's, but it's not like I need more power than that for what I use this bike for. I mean, it's a hardtail. Yes, I get pretty aggressive with it, but it's not like I'm taking it out west and gonna bomb down the sides of mountains or doing downhill stuff with. That I'm more likely to do with my Salsa Rustler, so I have more braking power on that bike. So yeah, I'm really excited about this because I've never really like done these kind of upgrades on my bikes before. I've always just kind of ridden, middle tier kind of bikes, and now I'm really starting to just throw some money at them and get them, more top tier, and just, I want to compete a little bit more. I want to ride a little harder and stuff like that, and I want the equipment to help me with that journey. I mean, I know a lot of people say, oh, you can just ride any bike, but that's not really true. When you're doing 40, 50 mile, and that's the kind of events I'm doing, these endurance events, every little bit helps. Sure, your fitness, your conditioning, your skills, all that stuff make a bigger difference than anything. But having lighter wheels, having your bike function properly, making sure things are in correct operation so your bike rolls smooth, because if your bike is causing you to put in more effort, then it slows you down or wears you out faster, all that stuff. So this stuff matters. It's not just fiction that people really throw money at their bikes to make them super high end so they perform better. It's actually real. So I'm actually going to do a video on that, because I see a lot of people out there with this attitude that you could just get any bike, even like Kmart bikes, or Kmart. Did I say Kmart? Wow, did I just date myself? Walmart, Target bikes, like lower end bikes, or even these kind of like $500 bikes. That's absolutely not true. Yes, can you mountain bike with them and have fun on them? Yes, but they do not perform at the level of bikes that are in the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 price range. They just don't. So you can talk all you want, but the realities are these bikes cost a lot more money for a reason. It's not just because somebody's filling their pockets. Well, somebody probably is filling their pockets, but not at this extent that you think they're doing it. Anyway, enough on that. We'll have more videos on that. I'm really excited about this bike. I don't know if I've talked about it enough on how much I like it, but this next series of videos is going to be cleaning this up. I did a whole series of videos on updating my Rustler. These are going to be overhauling and updating this bike. Cool. Appreciate your support for my channel. Please like and subscribe. Peace.